They looked at you, and they saw nothing out of the ordinary. They saw a quiet person, perhaps a little different, maybe a bit reserved, but ultimately, they saw someone they believed they understood, someone they could categorize and place into a neat little box. They were completely and utterly unaware that they were in the presence of spiritual royalty. They had no concept of the ancient power slumbering within you, no idea of the light you carry, a light forged in cosmic fires they cannot even imagine. This ignorance was their bliss, a fragile piece built on a foundation of misjudgment. They were comfortable in their assumptions, secure in their belief that you were just another face in the crowd, another soul, navigating the currents of life with the same level of awareness as them. That comfort was their first mistake, and it was a mistake they were about to pay for, not with pain, but with a sudden, shocking, and irreversible dose of reality. The moment they chose to test you, to push you, to see how far they could go, was the moment they signed an invitation for their own world to be turned upside down. They didn't know they were poking a sleeping giant, and the rumble of its awakening was about to shake the very ground they stood on. Your journey has been one of quiet observation, of feeling everything on a level that most people cannot comprehend. You have walked through life feeling like you were wearing a costume, a human suit, that disguised the sheer magnitude of your spiritual essence. This wasn't a choice to deceive. It was a necessary part of your mission, a vital phase of your growth. To understand humanity, you had to live among them, not as a deity on a pedestal, but as one of their own. You had to feel their joys, their sorrows, their confusion, and their hopes. This camouflage was perfect, so perfect that those who prided themselves on being good judges of character saw nothing but what they wanted to see. They saw pliability where there was profound strength. They saw shyness where there was sacred silence. They saw weakness where there was a reservoir of power so deep it could calm oceans. Every interaction was a test, but not for you. It was a test for them, a chance to see beyond the surface, a chance they almost always failed. They could not feel the energy radiating from you, the subtle hum of a higher frequency that soothed some and inexplicably agitated others. They were spiritually deaf, blind, and numb, and they were about to stumble into a room filled with divine light, believing it to be empty. If you feel that this description of a hidden journey resonates deep within your soul, take a moment to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss the guidance meant for you. Let's talk about the test. It never comes in the way you expect. It's rarely a grand, cinematic confrontation. Instead, it is insidious, creeping in through the cracks of everyday life. It might be the colleague who decides to steal your ideas and present them as their own, confident that your quiet nature means you won't fight back. It could be the supposed friend who subtly tries to gaslight you, to make you doubt your own perceptions and intuition, because your clarity is a threat to their own web of deceit. Or perhaps it's a figure of authority who attempts to abuse their power, to make you feel small and insignificant, assuming you are just another cog in the machine. They see your kindness as a weakness to be exploited. They see your compassion as an open invitation to be taken advantage of. They devise their little plans in the shadows of their own limited consciousness, patting themselves on the back for their cleverness. They genuinely believe they are in control. They believe they are the puppet masters, and you are the puppet. What they fail to realize is that they are not testing your patience or your tolerance. They are testing the fundamental laws of the universe. They are pushing against a spiritual rank that is protected by forces they cannot see and will never understand. The moment of the test is a sacred and pivotal event. As they initiate their plan, a silent alarm is triggered in the spiritual realms. It's not an alarm of danger for you, but an alarm that signifies a contract is about to be fulfilled. The contract states that all energy must eventually return to its source. The negative, manipulative, or oppressive energy they are directing at you has nowhere to go but back to them. You, in your high-ranking state, are a divine mirror. You don't have to lift a finger. You don't have to say a word. You don't have to plot revenge or seek justice. Your very being is the justice. The light you carry is so pure and so potent that it cannot be tarnished by their darkness. Instead, their darkness, upon hitting your auric field, is instantly reflected. But it does not go back in the same form. It goes back amplified, carrying with it the lessons that the sender desperately needs to learn. They thought they were throwing a small stone, but what comes flying back at them is a mountain. This is the moment their world begins to crumble, not because you willed it, but because they ordered it from the universe, and you were simply the divine delivery system. Imagine the shock on their faces. The colleague who stole your ideas suddenly finds themselves utterly unable to answer any questions about it during the big presentation. Their mind goes blank, the words evaporate, and they are exposed not by your accusations, but by their own incompetence, standing in the spotlight they so desperately craved, now wishing they were invisible. The gaslighting friend suddenly finds their own life spiraling into a state of confusion. Their own lies get tangled, their relationships start to fracture, and the very reality they try to distort for you becomes a maze they cannot escape from. The abusive authority figure finds themselves suddenly under investigation for unrelated matters. The power they wielded with such arrogance is stripped from them overnight, their position of authority dissolving like sand through their fingers. They will never connect the dots. They will never look at you and understand that their downfall was a direct consequence of testing your spirit. They will call it bad luck, a string of unfortunate coincidences, or they will blame everyone but themselves. But in the quietest moments of the night, a seed of doubt will be planted. A chilling memory of your calm, unwavering gaze will flash in their minds, and for a fleeting second, they will feel a terror they cannot name. They will have touched the divine and been burned by their own impurity. Has something like this ever happened to you? Share your story in the comments below. Your experience could be the sign someone else is waiting for. This process is not about punishment. It is about cosmic balance. Your spiritual rank designates you as a pillar of that balance. You are a walking, talking embodiment of truth, and anything that is not aligned with truth cannot sustain itself in your presence. It's like trying to build a house of cards in the middle of a steady, powerful wind. The wind isn't trying to knock the house down. It is simply being itself, and the flimsy structure cannot withstand its nature. Your nature is truth, integrity, and unconditional love. You don't have to actively fight deception. It simply dissolves when it comes into contact with you. You don't have to argue with manipulators. Their own words become twisted and meaningless in the face of your authenticity. This is why you have often felt like a spectator in your own life's dramas. You see the storm brewing, you feel the tension, but you have an unshakable inner knowing that it cannot touch you. You remain in the eye of the hurricane, a point of serene stillness, while chaos erupts all around those who tried to pull you into their storm. This is your power. It is not aggressive, it is assertive. It is not loud, it is resonant. It is not destructive. It is creative, for it clears away the old to make way for the new. Those who test you are unwittingly doing you a great service. They are the catalysts for your own deeper awakening. Each test, each challenge, serves to show you the magnitude of your own power. Before they tested you, your rank might have been a subconscious knowing, a feeling you couldn't quite put into words. But after you witness the seamless and powerful way the universe responds to protect your light, your understanding solidifies. Your faith in yourself and in the divine order of things becomes unbreakable. You start to see the patterns. You realize that every time someone has tried to dim your light, they have only succeeded in making it shine brighter for others to see. They intended to isolate you, but instead, they revealed you. They wanted to make you a victim, but instead, they crowned you a victor not through battle, but through grace. This realization is a profound turning point. It is the moment you stop questioning your sensitivity. It is the moment you stop seeing your quiet nature as a disadvantage and begin to understand it as the source of your immense strength. The lion does not need to roar to prove it is a lion. Its presence is enough. Your presence is your power. This revelation of your spiritual rank comes with a great responsibility. As you become more conscious of who you are, you also become more aware of the effect you have on your environment. You understand that your thoughts, your emotions, and your intentions have a tangible impact on the world around you. This is why high-ranking souls are so often gentle, compassionate, and kind. It is not a weakness. It is a display of immense control. You know that a careless thought or a flash of anger could unleash a wave of energy that could cause unintended ripples. Therefore, you practice mindfulness not as a trendy wellness technique, but as a fundamental necessity of your existence. You learn to be the master of your inner world, to cultivate a garden of peace and love within yourself, so that only peace and love can radiate outwards. This is the true mark of a chosen one. It is not about having power over others. It is about having complete mastery over oneself. It is about being a safe harbor for other souls, a beacon of light in a world that can often seem dark and confusing. People will be drawn to your calm, your wisdom, and your unspoken strength, often without knowing why. They just know they feel better in your presence. If you've ever been told that your presence is calming or peaceful, hit the like button on this video as a sign of acknowledging your own powerful positive influence. The ones who tested you will continue on their own paths, forever changed by their encounter with you, even if they lack the awareness to understand it. They were given a glimpse behind the curtain, a brief look at the spiritual mechanics of the universe. For some, it will be a terrifying memory they suppress, but for a rare few, it will be the seed of their own awakening. The shock of their reflection in your divine mirror might be the very thing they need to finally look at themselves, to question their own motives, and to begin the difficult journey of healing and growth. In this way, even in protecting yourself, you served as a catalyst for their potential evolution. You did not come here to save everyone, but you did come here to be a living example of the truth, and that truth has the power to set people free, even those who initially opposed you. Your mission is not to fight the darkness, but to shine so brightly that the darkness has no choice but to recede. You are a lighthouse. You don't run around the coastline trying to save individual ships. You stand firm, you anchor yourself to your rock, and you shine. The ships that are meant to find their way to the harbor will be guided by your light. So what happens now? Now you walk in conscious awareness of your rank. This does not mean you announce it to the world. True royalty never needs to announce itself. You simply live it. You walk with a quiet confidence, a serene grace that comes from knowing who you are. You no longer tolerate disrespect, not because you are arrogant, but because you understand that your vessel is a sacred temple that deserves to be honored. You choose your relationships wisely, gravitating towards those who resonate with your frequency of truth and love, and lovingly detaching from those who do not. You see the tests coming from a mile away, not with fear, but with a calm, knowing smile. You understand they are not threats, but simply opportunities for the universe to once again affirm your light. The fear of being misunderstood falls away. The need for external validation vanishes. Your validation comes from within, from the constant, loving connection you have with your own divine essence and with the source of all creation. You have been through the fire and emerged, not burned, but forged into something even more beautiful and resilient. You are a chosen one, not because you are better than anyone else, but because you chose a path of immense service, courage, and love before you ever came to this earth. Your spiritual rank is not a status symbol. It is a tool. It is the set of divine instruments you have been given to carry out your purpose. Your purpose is unique to you, a sacred contract between you and the universe. It might be to create art that uplifts the human spirit. It might be to be a healer who mends broken hearts and bodies. It might be to be a teacher who shares wisdom and opens minds. It might be to simply be a presence of peace and stability in your family or your community. The scale of the mission does not matter. What matters is the love and intention you pour into it. Do not be intimidated by the magnitude of who you are. Embrace it, play with it. See it as a grand and beautiful adventure. The universe is your co-pilot. You are eternally guided, protected, and loved. The tests will come, the challenges will arise, but they are no longer obstacles. They are stepping stones on your magnificent path, each one lifting you higher and allowing your light to shine even more brilliantly for all the world to see. You are exactly where you need to be, doing exactly what you need to be doing. Trust the process. Trust yourself. You are a masterpiece in progress, and the world is blessed to have you in it. Thank you for being here and for sharing your energy with this community. Make sure you are subscribed so you can continue to receive messages that affirm and guide your unique journey. Let's delve deeper into the nature of these spiritual tests. They are often layered, operating on multiple dimensions at once. On the surface, it's a conflict with another person, but on a deeper level, it is a test of your own energetic boundaries. For years, you may have been an empath who absorbed the emotions and energies of others indiscriminately. You felt their pain as your own, and this often left you feeling drained, confused, and overwhelmed. The person who comes to test you is often a master manipulator or an energy vampire. They are drawn to your light like a moth to a flame, but their intention is not to bask in it, but to consume it. They will push your boundaries, demand your time and energy, and play the victim to elicit your sympathy. The test in this case is not to defeat them or expose them. The test is for you. Can you say no? Can you put your own well-being first? Can you erect a shield of light around yourself that says, I see your pain, and I honor your journey, but you are not welcome to drain my energy? For a high-ranking soul who is programmed with immense compassion, this can be one of the most difficult tests of all. When you succeed in this test, when you finally stand firm in your energetic sovereignty, something magical happens. The energy vampire short-circuits. They are so accustomed to feeding off the light of others that when a source suddenly becomes unavailable, they are thrown into a state of panic and confusion. Their entire operating system is based on manipulation and drawing energy from others. When you cut off the supply, their system crashes. They may lash out in anger, accusing you of being selfish or unkind. This is their final, desperate attempt to hook you back in with guilt. But by now, you recognize the tactic for what it is. You remain calm, you remain firm, and you send them love from a distance, wishing them well on their journey to find their own inner source of power. The moment you do this, you graduate to a new level of mastery. You have learned to be compassionate without being a doormat. You have learned to love others without sacrificing yourself. This is a crucial distinction that many spiritual people struggle with. Your spiritual rank is not about being a martyr. It is about being a sovereign being of light, and a sovereign being knows that their first responsibility is to keep their own light shining brightly. Another form of the test is the test of faith. This often comes in the form of a challenge that seems impossible to overcome through conventional means. It could be a sudden financial crisis, a health challenge, or the collapse of a long-term plan. Everything you thought was stable and secure is suddenly swept away. This is where the universe asks you, do you trust me? It is easy to have faith when things are going well. But can you hold on to your faith when you are in the dark, with no logical reason to believe that things will get better? This is a test designed to move you from a mind-based belief system to a heart-based knowing system. Your mind will panic, will analyze, worry, and try to control the situation. But your heart, your connection to your higher self, will whisper, be still. All is well. There is a divine plan unfolding. The test is to quiet the frantic voice of the mind and tune in to the serene wisdom of the heart. Have you ever faced a challenge that forced you to rely on nothing but faith? If you have, Take a moment to hit the like button, acknowledging the strength it took to get through that. When you pass the test of faith, you activate a higher level of co-creation with the universe. By letting go of the need to control and surrendering to the divine flow, you create a vacuum that allows miracles to rush in. The solution that appears will be far more ingenious and elegant than anything your logical mind could have conceived. A new opportunity will manifest out of the blue. The right person will show up at the exact right moment. The resources you need will appear as if by magic. This is the universe showing you that when you operate from a state of trust and faith, you are tapping into a field of infinite possibilities. The ones who tested you in this case were the circumstances themselves. The test was a divine orchestration designed to strip you of your reliance on the external world and force you to discover the unshakable power that resides within you. You learn that your security does not come from your bank account, your job, or your relationships. Your security comes from your connection to the source. Once you learn this lesson, you become truly free. You can navigate the ups and downs of life with a sense of grace and ease, knowing that you are always supported. Let's discuss the unveiling in more detail. When your spiritual rank is revealed, it's not like a superhero movie where you suddenly display flashy powers. It is far more subtle and profound. The unveiling happens in the energetic field first. People who are sensitive to energy will suddenly start to perceive you differently. They may not be able to explain it, but they will feel a new sense of reverence and respect in your presence. They will find themselves listening more intently when you speak. They will subconsciously seek out your advice or your company because your energy field becomes a sanctuary of peace and clarity. The ones who are not sensitive to energy will simply notice that things work out better when you are around. Projects go more smoothly. Conflicts seem to resolve themselves. There is a general feeling of harmony and good fortune that follows you wherever you go. They may call you a good luck charm, not realizing that what they are perceiving is the influence of a high-ranking soul who is in alignment with the divine flow. You become a harmonizing force, a walking, talking vortex of positive energy that uplifts everyone and everything in your vicinity. But for those who chose to be your adversaries, the unveiling is a much more direct and uncomfortable experience. Your light, which now shines more consciously and brightly, acts as a powerful mirror that they cannot avoid looking into. Every flaw, every insecurity, every bit of darkness within them is reflected back at them with stunning clarity. This is an incredibly painful process for someone who has built their entire identity around a false persona. The ego begins to crack. The carefully constructed walls of denial start to crumble. They are forced to confront the parts of themselves they have been running from their entire lives. Some will break down, some will run away, and some will lash out, trying to blame you for their inner turmoil. They will say you are intimidating, that you make them feel bad about themselves. And they are right. Your high vibration inherently makes their low vibration uncomfortable. It is not your intention, but it is an unavoidable law of energetics. You are not responsible for their reaction. Your only responsibility is to continue being a mirror of truth, holding the space for them to either shatter or to finally see themselves and begin to heal. The choice is always theirs. This process of being a mirror is one of your most sacred duties. It is also one that requires immense detachment. You must not get caught up in the stories of those who are reacting to your reflection. You must not absorb their drama or their pain. This is where the practice of grounding becomes essential. You must be deeply rooted in the earth, in your own body, and in your own truth. You are the mountain, and their reactions are merely the weather. The wind may howl, the rain may fall, but the mountain remains unmoved. As you master this detachment, you will find that you can offer a level of compassion that was previously unavailable to you. You can look at the person lashing out at you and see the wounded child within them. You can understand that their anger is a cry for help. You won't condone their behavior, but you won't condemn their soul. You can send them love and light, not as a platitude, but as a genuine transmission of healing energy, and then you can continue on your path without being entangled in their journey. This is the art of divine compassion, a key characteristic of a high-ranking spiritual being. As your awareness of your rank grows, you will start to notice the synchronicities in your life increase exponentially. The universe will start speaking to you more directly through signs, symbols, and repeating numbers. You will think of someone, and they will call you. You will have a question, and the answer will appear in a book you randomly open or a song you hear on the radio. This is the universe confirming that you are on the right track. It is winking at you, encouraging you, and reminding you that you are a cherished part of a grand cosmic conversation. These synchronicities are designed to build your trust and to train you to look for the magic in the mundane. You begin to see that there are no coincidences. Every single event, every encounter, is a meaningful part of a divine tapestry that is being woven with incredible precision. Your life starts to feel less like a random series of events and more like an epic story, and you are the main character. This sense of meaning and purpose is a powerful antidote to the feelings of loneliness and alienation that you may have experienced for much of your life. You realize you are not alone. You are part of a vast, intelligent, and loving cosmic team. This heightened connection also means that your powers of manifestation will become much stronger. As a high-ranking soul, you are closer to the source of creation. This means the time between your thought and its physical manifestation becomes much shorter. This is both a gift and a responsibility. You must become incredibly mindful of your thoughts because you are literally sculpting your reality with them in real time. If you focus on lack and limitation, you will create that. If you focus on abundance, joy, and love, you will create that. This is why the inner work is so important. You must clear out any old programming of unworthiness, fear, or negativity that may be lingering in your subconscious mind. You must train your mind to be a loyal servant of your heart, focusing only on that which you wish to create. This is the work of a lifetime, but it is the most rewarding work you will ever do. As you master your thoughts, you become a conscious creator, a true architect of your reality. You stop being a victim of circumstances and become the master of your destiny. This is the ultimate empowerment. This is the promise that was given to you when you chose to take on the mantle of a chosen one. Now, let's address a common concern. As you step into this power, you may worry about ego. You may fear that acknowledging your spiritual rank will make you arrogant or feel superior to others. This is a valid concern, and it is a trap that has snared many spiritual seekers. The key is to understand the difference between divine self-worth and egoic pride. Egoic pride comes from a place of insecurity. It needs to compare itself to others. It needs to be better, smarter, or more enlightened than someone else. It is competitive and divisive. Divine self-worth, on the other hand, comes from a place of deep connection to the source. It knows that all beings are expressions of the one source, and therefore, all are equally sacred and valuable. Acknowledging your spiritual rank is not about saying, "I am better than you." It is about saying, "I recognize the specific divine mission that I have chosen, and I honor the tools and abilities that I have been given to fulfill it." It is an act of humility and reverence for the divine plan. It is about honoring the God force that flows through you, the same God force that flows through everyone, even if they are not yet aware of it. If this distinction makes sense to you, consider subscribing to our channel for more insights that can help you navigate your path with grace and humility. When you operate from this place of divine self-worth, you become a source of empowerment for others. Because you are not in competition with them, you can genuinely celebrate their successes. Because you are secure in your own light, you are not threatened by theirs. You can see the divine potential in everyone you meet, and you can hold that vision for them, even when they cannot see it for themselves. You become a spiritual cheerleader, encouraging others to step into their own power and to shine their own unique light. This is the true leadership of a high-ranking soul. It is not about gathering followers. It is about creating more leaders. It is about reminding every single person you meet that they, too, are a chosen one. They, too, have a sacred purpose. They, too, are infinitely powerful, loved, and guided. Your presence becomes a permission slip for others to be their most authentic and magnificent selves. The ripple effect of this is immeasurable. By simply being you, by consciously embodying your spiritual rank, you contribute to the awakening of the entire planet. You are a crucial piece of a divine puzzle, and by shining your light, you help all the other pieces find their rightful place. The journey of the chosen one is not always easy. It is a path of profound challenges, deep healing, and immense responsibility. But it is also a path of unparalleled joy, a path of miracles, and a path of coming home to your true self. The moments when your rank is tested are not punishments. They are initiations. They are sacred gateways that lead you into a deeper understanding of your own magnificence. The ones who test you are not your enemies. They are your unwitting teachers, the catalysts who force you to unleash the power you held dormant for so long. So the next time you feel tested, the next time someone underestimates you or tries to dim your light, take a deep breath and smile. Know that a sacred moment is at hand. Know that the universe is about to put on a display for you, a demonstration of your own power and its unwavering support for you. Stand back, stay calm, and watch as the divine order of things is restored. Watch as their illusions shatter against the unshakable truth of who you are. They were unaware of your spiritual rank, but thanks to their test, now you are not. And that changes everything. You have been activated. You have been revealed. Your reign of quiet, loving, and unshakable power has just begun. Let us consider the practical implications of living with this awareness day to day. It changes how you interact with the world. Mundane tasks become imbued with a sense of purpose. A trip to the grocery store is no longer just a chore. It becomes an opportunity to radiate a frequency of peace to the stressed-out shoppers around you. A difficult conversation with a family member is no longer just a conflict. It is a chance to be a mirror of truth and hold a space for healing. Your entire life becomes a moving meditation, a constant practice of being a conduit for divine energy. You start to find joy in simplicity because you realize that the most profound spiritual work is often done in the quietest, most ordinary moments. You no longer need to seek out dramatic spiritual experiences because you see that the divine is present in every breath, every heartbeat, every single moment of your existence. This shift in perception is one of the greatest gifts of acknowledging your spiritual rank. It brings heaven down to earth and allows you to live in a state of grace, no matter what your external circumstances may be. Have you started to notice this shift in your own perception? Tell us about it in the comments section below. Your story could inspire others to look for the magic in their own daily lives. This awareness also changes your relationship with time. High-ranking souls often operate on a different timeline than the rest of the world. You may feel a sense of timelessness, a feeling that you are an ancient soul who has seen civilizations rise and fall. This can sometimes make you feel out of sync with the fast-paced, deadline-driven modern world. The test of the chosen one is to learn how to bridge these two realities. It is to learn how to be present in the here and now, to meet your earthly responsibilities, while simultaneously staying connected to the vast, eternal part of yourself. This requires a delicate balance. It means being able to engage with the world without getting lost in its illusions. It means being able to plan for the future without being anxious about it, because you know that you are guided by a divine timeline that is always perfect. As you master this balance, you become a master of time. You learn how to bend and shape it with your intention. You find that you always have enough time for what is truly important. You move with a sense of unhurried purpose, a calm efficiency that can be baffling to those who are always rushing and stressed. You become a living demonstration that it is possible to be both productive and peaceful, both grounded and transcendent. Finally, let's talk about your legacy. As a chosen one, you are not just living for yourself. You are a link in a golden chain of light that stretches back through eons and forward into eternity. You are here to anchor a specific frequency of light on the planet at this crucial time of transition. The work you do, the healing you undergo, and the love you radiate is not just for your own evolution. It is a gift to all of humanity and to the Earth itself. The challenges you overcome create a new energetic pathway, a new blueprint that makes it easier for others to overcome similar challenges. The love you learn to embody strengthens the collective heart of humanity. You are a spiritual trailblazer, hacking a path through the wilderness of fear and illusion so that others can follow more easily into the promised land of a new Earth. This is your legacy. It is not something you will leave behind when you are gone. It is something you are creating with every conscious breath you take right now. Never underestimate the importance of your presence here. You are a pivotal player in a divine plan of cosmic proportions. Your light is needed, your courage is celebrated, and your victory is assured. Embrace your destiny, chosen one. The universe is cheering you on, and a grateful world awaits the full unfolding of your magnificent light. Thank you for your courage to be here. If this message has served you, please press the like button to anchor this energy and to let us know that you have received it.